Now, I'm Jo Duggan from the Resene marketing team, and I have the lovely opportunity to be introducing Mr. Colin Gooch to you. Now, of course, Resene is very proudly New Zealand owned and operated, and in fact, we're very much a family-owned business, starting from our humble beginnings in 1946 to today, where we're still owned by the Nightingale family. And Colin is very much one of the family. In fact, on the 1st of April this year, Colin would have been working for Resene for 40 years. So yes, 1st of April, April Fool's Day. Now, during his time at Resene, Colin has led a team of very highly qualified chemists developing many world-first paint systems. He's also pioneered a wide range of paint technologies with a specialist focus on waterborne systems. And one of his early tasks at Resene was to remove lead from paint in the 60s, well ahead of the 70s legislation. But Colin not only led the paint industry, but he led the building materials industry by gaining environmental choice on a wide range of our products back in 1996. We also knew that having environmentally friendly products are only one piece of the matrix, and how our paints are used and disposed of are equally important. And Colin was heavily involved with the development of the Resene Paintwise system back in 2000 and finally launched in 2004, well ahead of the current environmental trend. Now, in the last 2 years alone, more than 300,000 packs have been collected from Resene colour shops and a further 100,000 kgs from council depots. Of this, we've recycled more than 120,000 kgs of steel, have sent 80,000 litres of solvent-borne paint to solvent recovery, and have sent 60,000 litres of waterborne paint to both community groups and for the use of graffiti obliteration. So I believe our stance on sustainability has done more for Resene than any slick marketing campaign. In regards to rating tools, I'm sure those that are using the Green Star tools are well aware that you can achieve maximum points out of our wide range of waterborne paints in both the indoor environment quality and materials section. So basically this is where we're currently at. We have ticked all the major items, but I'm sure you'll see from Colin's presentation he's about to deliver to you that we certainly won't be standing still in our stance on sustainability, and we'll be looking at every aspect of our paint to keep moving forward and pushing the boundaries of paint. So on that note, I'd like to hand you over to our world-leading paint chemist, Mr. Colin Gooch.
Thanks, Jo. I'm sure if I wasn't so humble, I'd be perfect and be able to match what you say. In fact, I'm not going to be able to contribute at all to the pool of knowledge for the sustainability tool, but what I can do is talk to you about Resene and how it feels about what its philosophy is regards sustainability. And the challenges that we face. And putting together the title for this, I thought long and hard about this. I chose this title because I believe these two topics are inextricably linked. I seriously believe that if Resene doesn't go down and keep going down the sustainability path, we will have no future. And I believe that will be the case for many other companies that operate in a similar type of area that we do. And I could just have easily have said, have replaced the and with is and say sustainability is Resene Paint's future. And I must say that our view on sustainability has certainly broadened as we've got a little older and hopefully a little wiser. In the early days, we thought it was fairly straightforward. Get the heavy metals out of paint, get the solvent out, reduce the VOC, get that environmental tick, and we're up there on the leading edge. And that's fitted for the time, but clearly as a manufacturing operation, we've got lots of areas which we can impact on sustainability. And we share this with other manufacturers too. Raw materials, of course, is a particular area because unlike Desiree, who's got 4 ingredients, we've got a raw material list of over 700, and there's a lot of choice in there and a lot of permutations and combinations. But in this part of the presentation, I'd like to concentrate somewhat on the suppliers, because we believe that if we wish to cleave to the sustainable route, then it behoves us to look at suppliers who also share the same ethic and the same aspiration. And because there are areas in paint which will have an impact. The most obvious one are the extenders and the fillers that we use in virtually all of our paints apart from gloss. Now these things are mineral in nature and invariably they've got to be dug out of the ground. And if you dig them out of the ground, you're having an impact on the environment. How well that job is done can vary. We're very fortunate in New Zealand, in Tikawiti, there is a company, Blue Staufer, who is a multinational Swiss-based company, and they mine and process calcium carbonate and limestone, of which we use the majority, wherever we can, this is the material we use. It's a very fine company. They are completely transparented, audited by third parties. We at any stage can visit their plant and order them themselves. And as a company, we feel that we really trust as a supplier, and we're never ever going to be embarrassed by such a company. Another very important ingredient in paints is talc, and talc, the finest talcs, come from China. And we purchase them from China via agents who assure us that the companies that they deal with in China are fine with lofty principles, and that may be the case, but we can't put hand on heart and say that it's so. And so this area of working and selecting raw material suppliers will always be a work in progress. But there's another element reason why I put it on there is because there are about half a dozen companies in the world who are making significant efforts in the area of producing paints specifically for raw materials, specifically for paints, in the area of organic binders and the like, who are working in the area of sustainability, where they're using materials from sustainable sources to produce these coatings, or these elements of coatings. And there's a very hot area. There have been 4 important products launched in the paint industry over the last 2 years, which are totally sustainable. Majority is coming from soybean oil and that technology, which is a bit of a concern because it is a competition in the food area, but also lots of biomass and fermentation processes there. So, if we are to claim and maintain our position at the edge of sustainability, we must get alongside these companies and build partnerships, which we do and have done, and also for another selfish reason. Last year, you may be aware, Resene won $1 million worth of research, and the concept is to develop a totally new paint binder on a sustainable source which is non-competitive in the food area, and it's an area and a space which no one else is operating in now. And if, or hopefully when, we're able to bring this product to market, the potential is much greater than New Zealand, and we need an international partner to be able to take it around the world.